love, fame, and fortune. They seem glamorous, untouchable, and perfect. But what happens when the spotlight reveals cracks in a celebrity marriage? Why do some of Hollywood's most adored couples end up in bitter divorces with completely conflicting stories? Love often looks easy in the world of glitz, glitter, and fame. On red carpets, magazine covers, and at Hollywood premieres, picture-perfect pairs look like they'll be together forever. But things aren't always what they seem to be behind the cameras. When a celebrity gets divorced, it's not just a private matter. The media, friends, and people on social media all watch and comment on it. When different sides of a split tell different stories about what went wrong, it becomes very interesting. These are stories about love, betrayal, desire, and heartbreak that get worse when they become famous. The breakup of Johnny Depp and Amber Heard was one of the most talked about star splits ever. Their love story began in the bright lights of Hollywood, where they were both famous and in love. They got married in a small ceremony that looked beautiful from the outside. But after a year, things started to go wrong, and Heard filed for divorce, saying that Depp had abused her during their relationship. The claims were strongly rejected by Depp, who said that Heard was trying to get money and change how people saw him. After that, there was not only a split, but also a legal storm. The argument turned into a famous defamation hearing that was covered by a lot of news outlets. Details about their connection were made public in courtrooms full of cameras and reporters over the course of several weeks. Heard's story was about fear and abuse, while Depp's story was about a man who had to deal with false accusations that hurt his job and reputation. The People made up its own jury by judging based on short pieces of testimony and biased news coverage. In the end, the courts partly found both sides guilty, but the battle left a lasting impression on the public, showing that truth and perception often mix in celebrity divorces. Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie were Hollywood's golden couple for many years. Their marriage brought together fame, helping others, and a perfect family picture. They had 6 kids together and a famous life together, full of events, charity work, and fame around the world. The public face one, however, hid a relationship that was under a lot of stress. When Jolie asked for a divorce in 2016, saying she and Brad couldn't get along anymore, things quickly got confusing. There were reports of a heated argument on a private jet, which led to a probe and child services. Even though no charges were brought, the public story changed a lot. Jolie talked about how worried she was about her kids' safety and well-being, while Pitt's camp talked about how he was a loving parent who wanted to keep in touch with his kids. The court battles that followed over child custody and property distribution went on for years. As the media looked at every court case and public appearance, they told different stories about the pair, portraying them as tragic victims, misunderstood parents, or vilified celebrities. Their split showed how fame can make personal problems seem bigger, turning private fights into global events. Few pairs in the music business have been as closely watched by the public as Cardi B and Offset. Their marriage started out in secret, but it quickly became interesting because of their different personalities to connect with people from different generations and social media presence. The couple's relationship was full of emotion and ups and downs, with several breakups and reunions over the years. Fans were shocked when Cardi B filed for divorce in 2020, but they later got back together. But the breakup came back up, along with a lot of public comments, social media posts, and secret messages. Both sides made claims of cheating, emotional abuse, and threats, often in real time on sites where fans could interact directly with their story. The public saw a private argument happen in public, with each side making claims that were at odds with the others. Cardi and Offset's divorce wasn't like other famous divorces, which happened behind closed doors. Instead, it was a perfect example of how relationships work in the modern era of social media, where every argument, reconciliation, and accusation becomes news around the world within minutes. Not all celebrity divorces make headlines. Some are complicated legal and financial fights that happen in courtrooms in a quiet but painful way. One of these is the split of Kelly Clarkson and Brandon Blackstock. They were married for 7 years and worked together on projects outside of their personal lives. As Clarkson's boss, Blackstock created a unique situation in which their relationship became more complicated by their business ties. Clarkson asked for a divorce, and soon there were arguments about land, business commissions, and spousal support. There were accusations going both ways. Clarkson said that the way her ex-husband ran the business broke the rules and that some financial claims were not true. Blackstock said that he was owed big fees from her work earnings. Besides filing lawsuits, the couple also fought over how to divide their property, which included a Montana ranch that was very important to their family. Their split showed how having business interests and a marriage at the same time can make stories more complicated and cause people to have different ideas about who is responsible, fair, and trustworthy. When celebs get divorced, even things that don't seem important can become big news stories. This was very clear when Kevin Costner and Christine Baumgartner broke up. Not only did they fight over money and custody, but they also fought over seemingly small things that turned out to be signs of bigger problems. Baumgartner first asked for a huge amount of child support every month, which Costner's team said was too high. There were also disagreements about home items, such as kitchenware and other personal property, which were talked about in court. Even though some things may not seem important, they were actually signs of deeper disagreements about what is fair, who deserves what, and how people should live their lives. In the end, the court made decisions about child support and property division, but the fact that these small details got so much attention showed how much the media loves drama, and how people think that nothing is too small to make news in famous divorces. Divorces between celebrities aren't just common in Hollywood. High-profile separations get a lot of attention and debate all over the world. The foreign nature of these fights can be seen in the relationship between Taiwanese actress Barbie Hsu and her ex-husband Wong. During their fights after they got divorced, there were claims of cheating, problems at home, and even culture clashes, which led to different stories that split the public. Both sides said the other was guilty, and the media emphasized these charges. The fight had personal, legal, and cultural aspects. It showed that celebrity divorces can involve more than just private disagreements. They can also involve family relationships, social expectations, and attention from around the world. Their story shows that fame makes problems worse, and it's almost impossible to make peace or settle things privately when the public and media are involved. The truth is broken up in this world because of these factors. Bits of information are used to form views by fans, critics, and casual observers. A single post on a social media site can go against weeks of news coverage, which causes confusion and keeps people interested in the split for longer. So, celebrities have to find a way to balance their personal stories with trying to protect their privacy, image, and often their children. There are many reasons why different stories about famous divorces keep coming out. First, legal strategies often tell people to carefully craft what they say in public so that they can change the outcome of talks or court cases. Second, how each spouse sees things is very important. Each spouse really thinks their own version of events, which may be different from the others. Third, social media and public relations make differences seem bigger, which often leads to exciting stories that get people's attention. When you mix human emotion, legal fights, and media spectacle, you get a powerful story formula. Love, betrayal, money, and fame all come together in a way that few other divorces can match. So, every celebrity divorce is a chance for society to look at, not only the people involved, but also its own ideas about morals, relationships, and success. If you love celebrity stories and shocking twists, hit that subscribe button and join us for all the latest inside scoops.